Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Phantom's Den. We're here with another pitch meeting react. This time we're going to be watching Theirs of the Army of the Dead. Now, this movie came out a couple weeks ago, and when I watched it, I'll be honest, I was a bit disappointed. There were some cool ideas and some neat visuals and stuff, and some great action, but a lot of the ideas weren't really capitalized on, and I thought there was a lot of really dumb stuff and some infuriating stuff. So let's just see what they have to say, and we'll talk about it afterwards.
So, you have a zombie movie for me?
Yes, sir, I do. And you've never seen zombies like this before.
How's that?
Mostly out of focus.
What?
Oh, yeah, we're gonna do practically every shot with super shallow depth of field and really blurry backgrounds.
Sounds a little distracting.
It might be. So, anyway, there's gonna be the zombie outbreak in Vegas, right? So, the government basically walls up the city to contain the spread.
Smart.
And they declare it's no longer part of America.
Well, why was that necessary?
Unclear. So, eventually, the government decides to nuke the city to kill all the zombies.
Okay.
But this casino owner, Tanaka, has $200 million in a vault under his casino, so he approaches this former mercenary, Scott Ward.
Oh, and he tells him to assemble a team?
He does, so Scott needs some teammates. He needs a safe cracker, obviously.
I thought it was Tanaka's vault. Can't he give them the code?
No.
Okay.
And they also need a helicopter pilot.
Oh, they can fly in. That'll be helpful.
No, see, the government doesn't actually allow people to fly into Vegas. It's restricted airspace.
But they can fly out?
Yes, sure, I don't care. So Tanaka also adds his own head of security, Martin, to the team, and this guy's real suspicious.
Oh, sounds suspicious.
He is. So they head to Vegas, and Scott's estranged daughter, Kate, forces herself into the movie because she has a friend that's inside the city.
Sure, she may as well be in the movie.
Oh, she will be, and she's gonna get everybody killed.
Oh my god.
So they head into the quarantine zone, and they see a zombie queen and a zombie tiger, both of which were turned by an alpha zombie.
Oh, biting tigers is tight.
Then they're gonna stumble upon a bunch of zombies that are hibernating.
Oh, zombies hibernate.
Some of them do, sir, because as I was writing this movie, I was like, hey, what if zombies did everything?
Interesting.
Yeah, we're talking strong zombies, fast zombies, martial arts zombies, dumb zombies.
Okay.
Robot zombies.
What?
Yeah, a couple of the zombies will be robots with glowing blue eyes. It's gonna look very cool.
What's going on there?
It's gonna look very cool. They're robot zombies.
Why are some of the zombies robots?
It's gonna look great.
Okay.
Oh, we're also gonna mention that a bunch of these zombies got dried out in the sun, but they come back to life when it rains.
Oh, a very cool concept. I bet that's gonna come into play later.
It won't.
Oh.
And we're gonna have this guy Vandero keep bringing up this saw that he loves to use.
Oh, probably gonna be a crazy scene of him using that later, huh?
Ah, there won't be, no.
All right.
Yeah, it's like the famous Chekhov's gun writing advice, right? If in the first act you show a gun on the wall, then in the second act, just kind of have a good time.
That's not how that goes.
Anyway, so eventually this girl Chambers tells Martin, like, hey, I know you're up to something, dude.
Right.
So then Martin locks her in a room with some zombies, but she manages to jump through a window near the group.
Oh, so they rescue her?
No, nobody does anything to help her despite her being just a few feet away from them. They just watch her get killed.
But she must yell something about Martin before getting killed.
She doesn't know, but her friend Mikey accuses Martin. He's like, you clearly had something to do with this.
Does Mikey do anything about it?
He doesn't know. They're not gonna talk about it again.
Was everybody in the group just not suspicious of Martin or something?
No, they definitely were. Some of them even discussed how it might be best if this guy died.
So, okay.
And so eventually this guy is gonna cut the head off of the queen zombie.
Oh, why does he do that?
Well, he reveals that this entire mission was actually about getting this zombie head. His boss doesn't actually care about the money. This is worth more.
Oh, why didn't Tanaka just hire people to do that? Why plan a fake heist?
So the movie can happen.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So I guess this guy takes off with the head?
No, he goes back to the heist even though they were standing right next to where they entered the quarantine zone.
Oh, interesting choice.
So then the safecracker guy and Vanderho try to open the safe, right?
Right.
But this thing has like pressure activated booby traps, so they can't just walk up to it.
So what do?
Well, they start trying to trick a zombie into activating the traps, but it's hard to do because zombies are dumb and they keep turning towards them.
Can't they just throw a dead zombie or a dead zombie limb?
Probably, but they're not gonna do that. Instead, they're gonna microwave a zombie hand and use that to trick a zombie into going to eat it.
What do you mean?
Well, the idea is that zombies are attracted to warm flesh.
Doesn't that mean that all the zombies outside in the scorching hot Las Vegas sun would constantly accidentally be trying to eat each other?
I don't know. Fair enough. So anyway, eventually they get the safe open and there's $200 million in $100 bills, just stacks of cash.
Oh, I feel like that probably weighs thousands of pounds.
Yeah, probably.
So how do they plan on getting literal tons of cash and themselves on a single helicopter out of the city in one shot?
Well, they brought backpacks.
That'll do it.
And then they also find out that the nuke has been pushed forward by a day, so they have like an hour to get out of the city.
Oh no.
So then this girl Maria decides that this is a good time to stop everything and talk to Scott about her feelings.
Oh, can't that wait 45 minutes?
Yeah, well, she's actually about to die, so we kind of have to make people care about the death scene that's about to happen.
Maybe you should set that up before this scene.
Maybe, but I'm not gonna.
Well, okay then.
And Scott's daughter, she takes off.
What, why? A bomb is about to level the city.
Well, she wants to go save her friend in a super far away building.
Okay, even if she finds her friend, and even if her friend is alive, what's the plan to get out of the city without the helicopter?
Unclear.
Huh.
So then Scott and the pilot take off in the helicopter across the city to try and rescue her and her friend, who she somehow did manage to find.
Okay.
And the alpha zombie, he's watching them fly away from the helipad, and he's very angry. He wants to kill them very much.
Well, it's gonna be hard for him to catch up with a helicopter.
Actually, it's gonna be super easy. Barely an inconvenience.
Oh, really?
Yeah, see, he has a zombie horse.
So he gets down from the top of a building onto a horse across the city and up another building in the same time it took them to fly a helicopter.
He does, yeah. So then they fly away again, but the Alpha jumps on board and the nuclear bomb explodes.
Oh, wow, 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 wow.
And Scott manages to kill the Alpha, but then the helicopter crashes and pretty much everyone dies except Kate.
But what about her friend she was trying to save, the one whose rescue drove the entire last part of the movie?
Oh, unclear. We're not even gonna show her.
Oh, that's a little frustrating.
So then after the blast, that guy Vandero gets out of the safe, which that safecracker guy had pushed him into to save him.
Okay.
And he just kind of walks out of the burning city and through the desert.
What about Fallout?
I mean, yeah, that's a pretty good game, I guess. Not really relevant here.
That's not.
And so he gets on a plane and he realizes he's been bitten.
What? How long is it taking him to turn?
I know, right? Oh, and also we're gonna play that song Zombie from the Cranberries.
Ooh, wasn't that song written in response to a tragedy where some children were killed?
Well, that's a good point, but counterpoint, it has the word zombie in it.
Well, yeah, no, that is a good point too.
And so that's about it. What do you think?
Well, it sounds like mindless zombie fun. I'm just really stuck on that robot thing. What's going on there? We're really not gonna explain that?
Well, see, here's the thing. I was thinking maybe we could expand on that in another project, maybe several projects.
Cinematic universe?
Cinematic universe, sir.
Oh man, you said the magic words. Let's do it.
Oh boy. Oh yeah. No, wow. I had a hard time laughing at that one. I was just getting triggered all over again. I mean, let me just go on a mini rant about all the things I didn't like about this movie real quick. First of all, the opening sequence was really cool. It had some nice ideas and some cool action set pieces. But the problem with all of that is that they also did like a lot of dumb stuff. Meaning they sacrificed character intelligence and story integrity for the sake of a cool shot. Like, one of the main examples I can think of is when they had all those army guys parachuting into hordes of zombies. And that was probably one of the dumbest military tactics I've ever seen in any movie. Like, literally, you are parachute jumping into a literal horde of zombies and all you have to defend yourself is a goddamn pistol. You deserve to die. That's just, my God, that was so goddamn stupid. I hated that so much. And there were just other dumb things going on in that montage. I'm like, why the hell did you do that? Why didn't you do this? Like, why are you doing this? Like, I was getting mad watching them. I'm like, you deserve to die if you're that stupid. Like, I was getting triggered by that. Yeah, the fact that they didn't give the guys, you needed to get a safe cracker instead of just giving them the damn code for the money. Because I know the whole thing was a farce, so they could go after the zombie or whatever. Also, the Adam Wesker guy, basically, you knew he was evil from the start. The fact they took the time to point it out and then didn't do anything about it was aggravating. They had cool concepts like the idea of zombies hibernating or the fact that they dry out in the sun, but if it were to rain, they would all come back to life. Like, how much cooler would it have been instead of them having, like, they could still run from the nuke countdown, but, like, imagine if, like, a rare random storm blew into, Las Vegas as they're trying to escape, and they have to fight their way through hordes of zombies through, like, some kind of night action set piece where it's, like, thunder and lightning, and they have to fight through hordes to get back to the extraction point or whatever. Like, that could have been a lot cooler. So many other things. I hated his daughter so much. She was the most entitled, arrogant, asshole character I've ever seen in film, and I could not wait for her to die. And then she ended up being the only asshole who lived. I was so mad about that. Like, I hate her so much. Her character, there's nothing like redeeming about her. Like the way she was written, and like nothing against the actress. I hated that character with a passion. I hated her friends that she was going in after. Like literally, she was willing to widow or not widow, but she was willing to orphan her children for the sake of maybe getting some money, even though she knew she was going into a fucking death zone for a little bit of cash that she didn't know she was even going to be able to get her hands on. Like she deserved to die. She was so dumb. All the side zombie stuff was weird. Like they were trying to set up this whole zombie hierarchy, and I like the idea that there was like an alpha and that it would like be intelligent and command its armies and stuff. But they didn't spend a lot of time on that. It was just like watching a bunch of college students do a movement piece. It's like, look how zombie I can look, and it's like, that's great and all, and good for you, extra, earn your paycheck. But like, it really did little to nothing to add to the story in any capacity. The fact that everything was a goddamn headshot, like I was watching The Walking Dead, and then in the final confrontation, they literally lingered on the roof on purpose so the alpha could catch up to them, and then instead of pulling straight up, she decided to list off the building in the perfect angle so he could just run off and jump right into the helicopter. And then Dave Bautista, who literally the entire movie had been headshotting everything, even like while falling, running, and like no scope, 360 turn around and kill, like he misses 2 feet in front of him like 5 times, gets bitten, and then they have to crash the helicopter and he has to die. Like it was, and then the sequel baiting with the black guy who gets away, where yeah, he comes out of the safe into a fallout and then doesn't immediately die of radiation poisoning at that, that literally at the point of he's at impact, like he's where it happened, and no consequence from that. And then yeah, him getting bitten and then slowly turning instead of turning right away. Like Dave Bautista, he got bit and he started dying and then he turned immediately, but this other guy, he got to survive for literally hours just so you could do some sequel baiting. It was so goddamn dumb. Like he had so many great, like interesting concepts. The idea of doing a heist, the idea of there being like new rules to a zombie universe, there being a hierarchy, them being organized and intelligent. Like I got very much I Am Legend vibes off of it, but it could have been more interesting. You could have made it more of an action blockbuster instead of like a thriller or some kind. And the idea of zombies drying out and like once they get wet in the rain or something, then they can revitalize. That was kind of cool. Like you had so many decent ideas and fun things to expand upon, but you fell into so many of his like own tropes and decided to go for more. He looked for visuals and decided to do cool shots rather than story continuity, or doing something that was interesting and actually made sense and was worth watching. So I was just so unbelievably disappointed and frustrated. There were so many plot holes, so many characters and things I didn't like. The editing, some of the action stuff, like the plot progression, a lot of things didn't make sense and just felt really dumb and forced and contrived to me. Like I'm frustrated because I know that he's capable of making decent movies, but he just keeps churning out turd after turd and keeps like destroying properties and neat concepts that I really look forward to. And at this point I'm just somebody like don't let him direct anymore. It's so aggravating at this point, like watching him fail so spectacularly on so many fronts. Like ultimately the movie's not that bad, and if you just turn your brain off and try to ignore all the plot holes and things you don't like about it, you can kind of enjoy it. Or if you want to watch it for the sake of tearing it apart, then it can be really fun to watch. But yeah, ultimately this was just a disappointment, and I have very low expectations for any kind of zombie cinematic universe. But yeah, so I mean, just it is what it is. Like, check it out if you want to see what I'm talking about. Ultimately, the movie just not very good and very frustrating to watch, and very forgettable once you're done watching it. But yeah. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, share. Link down in the description below for the original. Let me know what other pitch meetings you'd like me to check out, and I'll just keep doing these periodically. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good day.